Right, friends, today I want to talk to you about the different cards that are out there. There's so many of them, right? Credit cards, debit cards, travel cards, cashback cards. I mean, it's really overwhelming. And share with you some of my favorite cards that I've been using and I can really recommend you. And hopefully some of them will be interesting for you to really check them out and really actually benefit from them. Because the whole point of using a card, as opposed to cash, at least in my eyes, added security, comfort by having analytics and so on. But most importantly, are also all the benefits, right? Airport lounge access, discounts, cashbacks, and of course the convenience. I mean, I just double tap on my phone over here and I will pull up all the various cards in one go. I don't have to bring my wallet anymore. I can use all those different cards for the right opportunity to really benefit from my various spendings. Now, sadly, in Europe and other parts of the world, we're not as blessed as our American friends with all the amazing credit card offers, cashback, lounge access, and what have you. So that's why in this video, I really want to focus on cards that are mostly applicable to Europeans, plus some of them are really available worldwide. So without further ado, let's dive right in. And the first card that I probably use the most out of all the cards, especially when I'm not in Dubai, anywhere else in Europe or where have you traveling, I'm going to be using my Revolut card. And I'm actually currently on the Ultra plan, which is the highest level plan. But of course, they also have free cards that you don't have to pay for. So currently I am paying for it, but there are many different benefits that I'm getting from it. Some of them you can see over here, all those that are part of my subscription that I have, but especially for the cashback, I really love it. You can see so far I earned 881 euros in cashback just by using my Revolut Ultra card, which I use together with my Pro card. So that way I get 1.2% cashback on every single transaction. You can see it's actually paid to me every single month straight into my account. You can see some months I made almost 130 euros in cashback just by using my Revolut card. And of course, they do obviously have different plans. Some of the higher plans, Premium, Metal, Ultra, I used pretty much all of them except the Plus one I never used, but I was on pretty much all the other ones. But now I just extended my second year on the Ultra plan. And honestly, I've been really loving it. Now, of course, some people may just get it for the nice fancy card, but actually I use it mostly on my phone. So I never really use a physical card. But yeah, just overall, the benefits are really, really amazing. You even get now 3 GB roaming data for your phone when you travel somewhere, plus a lot of other benefits. Now, recently they added Masterclass. So you have a free subscription to Masterclass. You can watch some of the smartest people and learn from them. You know, VPN when you travel. So really, really cool benefits, plus many other things, ref points, and of course, the airport lounge access, which for me is really amazing. I travel quite a bit, and most airports that I've ever been to, I could use my Revolut card to get airport lounge access for myself. And honestly, that's really been a game changer. And yeah, for me, it just makes perfect sense. And as I said, I use it together with my Revolut Pro plan. So that way I can really maximize my cashback because otherwise it wouldn't be so high. Here you can see using it, I can get up to 1.2% cashback without any monthly limit. And that's amazing because some other cards, they have a monthly limit, but here, obviously they don't have it. Now, technically it's for your business expenses, but if you're a freelancer, well, a lot of things could be technically classified as business expense. Moving on to the next card I'm using quite regularly, but only for one specific purpose, and that's the Trade Republic card. Now, they recently came out with that new card, and honestly, it's really quite good. Now, I mostly use my Trade Republic account to get interest on my uninvested cash. Currently, I get 3.75% interest on my cash sitting there, which in some months comes to well over 100 euros. And it's a German licensed bank, so I really know my money is safely protected over there, up to 100,000 euros. So I feel really safe with them. They also have something interesting like a 1% safe back. So it's not cash back that you get in actual cash, but if you do have an investment plan with them, they will allocate some of the money that you spend, obviously 1% up to a certain limit. I think it's 15 euros or so per month into that plan, which is also great if you're into that. But for myself, why I use the Trade Republic card mostly, that's actually for one very specific reason, and that's the unlimited free ATM withdrawal over 100 euros worldwide. So there's not going to be any fees and no limits. Even on my paid Revolut Ultra card, which is really almost 45 euros a month, I have a certain limit per month. Here it's unlimited, free, without any fees. So honestly, if you need a lot of cash once in a while, then honestly, I think it's a great card. And there's no monthly fee, right? You can just have it on your phone. If you need a physical card, you might want to get it because not all ATMs accept contactless payments, but more and more do. So you don't even need to order the physical card and pay the $5 for it. You can just use your phone with a virtual card. You can use it right away and withdraw money from the ATM without any fee. So for that alone, I really love that card. The next card I used to use for a long time and might actually eventually consider going back to it is the Curve card, which is really a nice app, to be honest, because basically what it does, it turns all the various cards that you have, you see over here, into one single card that you then can store on your phone, Apple Pay, Google Pay, or even as a physical card. And then with the swipe of a button inside the app, you can choose which card you want to be using for which transaction, right? Instead of having to go through and remember what are the various cards that I have and which one I should be using, you will have one card. And then also online, right? You just always give the same card for all the various places, and then you can choose which card should be used for which transaction. And you can even go back in time, where if you had a transaction with the wrong card, let's say, and you remembered, oh, I should have used the other card to get some points or benefits on it, you can go up to 120 days back to make a change, and then basically it will refund the amount to that card and then charge another card that you select. So that's also really cool in case, I don't know, you had a business expense, but you paid it with your personal card, so you can make some adjustments there on the fly. And even in case your default card doesn't have money in it, it will automatically go to another card, so you will never have any declined transactions, which sometimes can be a little bit embarrassing, right? When you're in a restaurant, you're trying to pay, they said you have insufficient funds. That will not happen in case you have 2-3 cards. It will automatically go to another card. So honestly, really quite cool. And I also like that you have all the analytics, right? Because now I'm using different cards, and sometimes I have some analytics over here, some over there, but using it all with one card, you will have one sort of master analytics across your different cards. So that can also be really powerful if you use a number of different cards. Now, obviously, they have different plans as well. They do have a free plan, and that can give you up to 3 cards, but then you can also upgrade to higher plans. One of the issues why I didn't use it for a while was the fact that the FX rates were only limited to a certain amount, and only on the highest plan where they're free, because otherwise you pay on FX conversion fee when you travel abroad. And I spent a lot of money in different currencies, so every time I was reaching that limit, I would have had to go with the curve metal plan, which is actually really cool. If you only use that, you're still gonna get the airport lounge access with lounge key, which is really quite good for £18, actually cheaper than the Revolut Ultra plan, and that way you can benefit from multiple things as well. But even here, you see the free ATM withdrawal on such a high plan is only £1,000 per month. So once again, it gives credit to Trade Republic card. But yeah, definitely, even you can check it out on the free plan. If you have different cards that you mostly use, I think it can be a really attractive card to be using. Another card that I personally haven't used, but a lot of people have been writing me about this, is the American Platinum card, especially for Europeans, right? In the US, there are a lot of great credit cards that have a lot of benefits, but sadly in Europe, we don't have really that many amazing cards that gives a lot of benefits and a lot of airport lounge access and what have you. But apparently this is quite a popular card, even for Europeans. It has a monthly fee of 60, so it makes it the most expensive card. Now, I haven't personally used it, but it does give you a lot of benefits, right? For example, travel benefits. You can see here 200 euros in travel credit annually. So that already pays for some part of the card. Then obviously you get airport lounge access as well. But as I've shown you before, there are cheaper ways to get that if that was your main thing. Of course, it has priority pass, which some people prefer over lounge key. Technically, I never seen a huge difference in that, but if you wanted to, then of course you could have it. You get also some more credits over here, even some benefits, upgrades, restaurant vibes. So if you really want to take advantage of all those benefits, then it might be actually quite attractive. If you add it all up, it's certainly more worth than the card itself. And there's also a bonus program, certain insurance, and so forth. But again, for me, the problem is always that I'm really bad in keeping track of it, right? How much have I redeemed of my shopping credit? How much have I redeemed of my restaurant credit? So for me, it's always a little bit tricky to stay on top of it. The only problem I have with it is the hefty foreign currency payment fee of 2%, which is absolutely outrageous in my opinion. So yeah, if you don't pay a lot in different currencies, then obviously it might be attractive. But if you're traveling a lot, which an American Express guy assumes you would, because you do get a lot of travel benefits, then yeah, it may not be your best option, because that's really hefty. And look at the cash withdrawal fee of 4%. I mean, it's just crazy for that. So that's why I'm personally not a big fan, but I do know some people who like it. If they really utilize all those benefits, then maybe it might be worthwhile. Next up, we move to Nexo, which is my crypto exchange of choice. And they also have a great debit and credit card in one, which is really unique actually. So you can, with the switch of a button inside the app, turn it from a credit card into a debit card and back again within a matter of seconds. I used that card for a long time actually myself. You can see inside the app, actually in terms of total cashback I earned from it was around 837 euros just by using my card for every transaction to get the cashback. So yeah, really amazing, especially if you're into cryptocurrency and starting to build up a bigger portfolio. The more crypto you have on the platform, the more benefits you get from it. And you see 2 modes, credit mode and debit mode. If you're in debit mode, you'll be earning some nice interest. At the same time, if you switch to credit mode, you will earn the juicy cashback, as I just shown you before, up to 0.5% in Bitcoin, or if you choose to get it in Nexo token, it will be 2% per transaction, which is really quite attractive. So every time you pay something, you get 2% in cashback in Nexo token. And of course, that token over time could further appreciate. Of course, that assumes that you're on the highest plan. They do have different plans. You don't have to pay for it, but it just depends on how much Nexo token you actually own. The more you own, the higher your level gets and the more benefits and other perks you're getting from Nexo. But honestly, overall, I really love it. You can see even on the highest plan, once again, you get up to 10,000 euros a month without any FX fees and 5 free ATM withdrawals. So yet another benefit of that, to a total monthly limit of 10,000 euros. So really, it's an attractive card without any monthly fees. So definitely something, as I've shown you before, I used a lot. The only reason why I have stopped using it for a while, because I reduced my Nexo token holdings. And that's why I dropped from platinum level down to silver. And there were a little bit less benefits for me in place. But now that I actually removed some of my Bitcoin holdings from the Nexo exchange and sent it to my Ledger hardware wallet, which by the way, I recommend most of you don't keep too much money on the exchange. So now as a proportion, I have more Nexo token in comparison to my other holdings, and therefore I'm black on platinum. And yeah, it becomes definitely more attractive again. I'll probably soon add it to my mix again, especially for larger transactions to benefit from 2% cashback, which is really quite attractive. With this, we move on to another very popular crypto card, which I also used to have back in the days. That was from crypto.com. Now, since then, I have left crypto.com. I still love the platform and I think they're doing a really good job. Just for different reasons, I tried different platforms and then just got a liking for Nexo. But overall, when I look back, how they're doing is actually quite attractive. So here you see all the different cards. They have a free plan as well. But once again, similar to Nexo, they of course want to lock you into the system. And the more Crow token you have, which is basically their platform specific coin that they have, the more you lock up of that. Here you can see either 350 euros, 3,500 euros or 35,000 and above, but I think that's not really relevant for most people. I was actually at the time on the Jade Green card. I had around 3,500 euros worth of Crow locked up on the platform, and here you get quite some nice awards. For example, 2% Crow benefits, right? So similar to what I got previously with Nexo and Nexo tokens. Here you get the Crow tokens every time you spend. Only thing what I didn't like at the time, why I left actually, was because they introduced a limit of $50. As you've seen, even with my Revolut on 1.2%, some months I have over 100 euros. So I didn't like that there was a hard cap, right? If I spend a lot, there shouldn't be a limit. And sadly, they have introduced that as well. Plus some of the card benefits, they removed a little bit. Of course, if you're on the higher plan, for example, this one over here, you get a lot of more benefits. But the cool thing is that you don't get with the Nexo card is that you get even on the 3,500 euro lockup, which by the way, once again, is more than I have locked up in Nexo token. But yeah, here you would get the airport lounge access as well. So you don't actually have to pay for it. You just lock up the Crow token and then over time you can benefit. You can see obviously also some other fees and limits. However, another reason why I actually got out of it, when I look at the performance of the Kronos token, in case you locked it up and you bought it early on, some time over here, that was back in 2022. Since then, it really dropped down a lot. So your 3,500 euros, it would have lost a lot of money, right? So that's a little bit unfortunate. And that's why I don't want to lock up too much into a crypto specific platform token, because I prefer buying Bitcoin with my money, and that has been appreciating much more than any of those coins. But again, ultimately the choice is yours. But overall, definitely still a very solid option, especially if you enjoy using crypto.com. I think it really makes sense to use their card. Another great card that is free to use and really applies to a lot of people internationally is the Wise card. Now, Wise is a platform to send money internationally. I've been using it for many transactions because to send it internationally in some ways even beats Revolut and other platforms. So I really enjoy it for that. So if you want an easy card without many benefits or nothing to worry about, then definitely the Wise card is a great card because, as I said, it doesn't cost you anything. So when you spend in a different currency, you're really going to get some of the best conversion rates for that. So it really makes sense, especially if you travel a lot. As I said, there's no monthly fee. So yeah, definitely a great card to get. You also don't get many perks. There's no paid version for it. But if you want to have a simple card or just as a backup card in case your card is declined or what have you, I really recommend to get this card, because why not, right? You can just sit there. If you need some money, you quickly send it from Revolut or another bank that you have into Wise. At least as a backup card, I would definitely recommend it. And lastly, I know some of you watching my channel are either based in Dubai or potentially planning to go to Dubai or open a business in the UAE. And for all of you, I really recommend using Wio. It's another card that I use myself. It's my UAE bank account of choice. I've been really loving it. I had different banks in the past and yeah, some mixed feedback, I would say. And a lot of European banks don't operate in UAE directly. So you have to find a local alternative. And honestly, Wio is the closest thing to Revolut I could imagine. It's really sleek, very nice. I have a Wio Personal and Wio Revolut, but especially on the Wio Personal, for example, you can get 2% cashback if you use your credit card for every transaction. So that's really amazing. Of course, there's a cap of 2,500 dirhams, but that's around 600 euros a month. So that's really not too shabby. And yeah, honestly, really enjoying it. In the meantime, when you have your money sitting there, I'm now getting 5% interest paid to me on my dirhams. So really attractive. And yeah, overall, honestly, really happy with that card. So yeah, if you're based in the UAE or thinking to move there, definitely check out Wio. Can really recommend them. Obviously, a lot of more cards out there. These are just some of the cards that I used in the past or currently am using, but I'm interested to hear from you. Let me know any cards that you recommend that I should be checking out. Always happy to look at them, and who knows, maybe add some more cards into my collection. Next up, check out this video over here. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.